what's up you guys, this is Rob from Guy Plays, and today on the Daily Grind, we're going to be talking about the 5 things that trigger me in the Plains of Eidolon. Alrighty, so while I absolutely love the Plains, I do have to admit there are a couple of things that really just get under my skin, and I don't know if I'm crazy or if maybe you guys feel the same way, so be sure to sound off in the comments and let me know exactly what triggers you, if it triggers you the same way, or if you guys are like, Rob, you need to take it down a notch, okay? So let's jump right in. So let's start things off with the literal thing that inspired me to make this video. That's exactly how much it hurts me because I'm exposed to so many of them on a goddamn daily basis, and that is fishing mains. Alright? I don't know what it is about all y'all. I tried fishing, I kind of liked it, it was fine and dandy, but after a while I was like, not really my cup of tea. There's too much going on. There's like, listen, you need this kind of dye to see this kind of fish at this time of day, and then you need to go to these different spots. There's like different areas where you catch different kinds of fish, and or all these weird guides, but you need specific bait at specific times, and you gotta go there on specific weekdays, and then there's like metas with like Volt, and you gotta use Elvira to like go over lakes and shit. And I'm like, what is all of this? It's just too complex. There's too many pieces that go in. But the thing is, I understand that there has to be complex pieces. You know what I mean? You gotta kind of like go from one path to another. I understand that whole escalating, you gotta work to get the good shit, right? But let me tell you, the thing that triggers me the fucking most is when you talk to these fishing mains. They're so goddamn calm. They're like, oh yeah, there's this great spot out by the ocean. You just need to make sure that you use this kind of bait and you go out at this time of night. And we're like, okay, so how do you get that bait? Well, you need this to catch this kind of fish. You need to go out into this other spot that I really like over here. There's a great time of day, but make sure you only go there at about like 12 to 1. After that, you know, the fish kind of go away. If you bring some bait, it's gonna be fine, but don't use the peppered bait. You gotta use a twilight bait to get the bait to make the other things, to cut up that fish, to make it to other bait. And then if you're gonna go to my favorite fishing spot, make sure that you bring this kind of spear and there's kind of dye. I'm like, what? How are y'all so goddamn I need an encyclopedia just to track what the fuck you are saying right now. I do not understand you. Like, I'm telling you, gem mining is right up my own goddamn alley. Listen, they give you a little thing where you can kind of track. You're like, boop, 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 boop. All right, it's over there. Simple, easy, you draw fucking like dicks into the rock and boom, you get your gems. You're good. It's not this kind of like, wait, hold on, wait, am I getting the right fish? Am I getting this? What the fuck is a carkina? I've never even heard of that before. Is that a fish? I don't get this. It just drives me absolutely nuts. And here's a bonus one though. I'm gonna go on to the other end of the spectrum. I'm gonna give fishing mains a little bit of space, and I'm gonna start talking about a little bit of mining issues, alright? Well, I love that advanced Nosum cutter. If you haven't tried it, tier 3, when you get, I think it's tier 3 when you get into the Sita standing, get that fucking cutter, because legitimately it tells you where everything is. It literally circles the nodes for you, but you don't feel any dumber than when that shit just goes around. You're like, boop, 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 gonna go up to the node. You're like, 10 meters, all right, cool. 8 meters, all right. 5 meters, okay, cool. 4 meters, all right, I'm on the way. 15 meters. The fuck did that node go? How did I go from 5 meters to 15? What happened? So you're like dancing around and you're like, okay, 5 meters, okay, 4 meters, 10 meters. Wait, what? All right, back up to the 3 meters. You look like you're doing the goddamn hokey pokey over here, and you're just looking at your gun. You're like, wait, where is it? Up? Is it down? Is it like to the left? Do I stick my hand in and shake it all about? What the fuck is going on? And you just feel like, thank God I run it on solo, because legitimately, if anybody were to watch me, they'd be like, what is this idiot doing? It is so bad. I was like, listen, it's simpler than all of those crazy ass fishing mains that try to like, so calm, just so zen with all of their goddamn fishing. But here I am with my freaking Nosum tool. I'm like, I don't understand the world. No, DE, what happened? So next up, we have something. It's not that bad. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It's not that bad, however, it happens occasionally. It's happened to each and every one of us that have gone out farming for wisps. Usually, wisps are fine and easy. You just spot them, walk up to them, they're just cool. There's no stress. You're like, oh, there's a Wyss, let's go pick up the Wyss. However, occasionally, once in a goddamn blue moon, you have a wisp that goes rogue. And it stays right there in the same spot. But I'm telling you right now, that shit is phasing out of existence, or like juking, or some bullshit, because legitimately, you walk up to it and you're like, okay, I didn't pick it up. Alright, back up. Oh, didn't quite get you there. I was like, alright, what the hell is going on? And then all of a sudden you're like, and you're like really trying to get it, and then you fall into the water for a second, and then you're like, oh wait, hold on. And then you start seeing going up, and you're like, oh, I got a bullet jump. And then you bullet jump, and you just miss it completely. And you're just looking up into the sky at that little piece of shit wisp, and you know he's laughing on the inside. He's like, gotcha. And I'm like, you little asshole. You little asshole with all of your little asshole wisp friends. I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna catch you. I'm telling you right now. But that is definitely one of the things that trigger me. I'm like, no, come back. Stay here in one spot. What are you doing? So next up at number 3 brings us something far more vicious. And I'm gonna tell you right now, these motherfuckers do not leave you alone. They are those goddamn motherships. I don't even remember their name. I'm trying to tune them out of my brain, to be completely honest with you. They're the ones with the turret guns, and they don't have enemies on the outside. They have enemies that drop down from the inside, but literally, you could just be innocently fishing. And here's the thing, I bring my Loki, so I'm invisible all the goddamn time. I'm like, I'm not trying to fuck around with nobody, you know? I'm just trying to get my gems, trying to get my wisps, and move on with my day, right? I don't really want to be bothered whatsoever. So here I am, la-di-da-di-da, and I like take on a camp. And next thing I know, I've got this goddamn ship following me for the next 15 minutes. Same thing goes for like the aerial assault, like goddamn people. Usually I'm fine because, you know, I've got like snipers, but it's like it's just one of those things where I'm like just trying to get to the exit, you know. I'm just trying, like, everything's fine and dandy. My invisibility wears off, and all of a sudden this ship is back on my ass. I was like, I thought I dodged you. Why are you still around? I'm just trying to get to the entrance, and I don't want to burn a goddamn Arcwing charge to get there. Can you just leave me alone? But here you are, like you're in one of those goddamn action movies, and you just see this trail of like bullets flying past you. You're like, I just gotta go. Just bullet jump and go. Just bullet jump and go. You're like, just leave me the goddamn hell alone. Like, I'm not in the mood to like conduct this big old firefight. I just want to take my sack of rocks, just go ahead, catch those assholes in, and I don't want to deal with like this crazy ridiculous aerial assault. And you think going invisible, oh, you know, I'm just chill, you know, I'm just chill today, I'm not trying to do nothing, I'm just gonna go invisible. This motherfucker's gonna leave me alone. So cool, you go invisible, you know, he leaves you alone for a few seconds, you know, you're doing your fishing. Then all of a sudden, the second that you show the fuck up, all of a sudden, I'm like, you're scaring all the fish away. That's probably why I'm fucking shit at fishing. That's probably why I'm goddamn shit at fishing. And that's probably why I don't get enough, like, rocks and shit, is because he's shooting up all my goddamn rocks. I'm like, leave me alone, please. Alright, so the next one goes out to all of the Eidolon Hunters out there, and I know that at some point in time, you've heard this, you've experienced this in your heart and soul, and you're like, no, don't do it, Anko, don't do it. When those words come out of his mouth and he says, sunrise nears, poof, poof, and you're like, our lures, you bitch, you, why the fuck did you do this to me? Like, Anko, really? You couldn't have waited I was looking down my scope, he was about to turn yellow, we had an Octavia buff, we had the Volt shields, we had Harrows coming in, we had everything going. It would have just taken one shot. You could have waited literally 1.5 seconds. That's all the fire rate that I needed. I got multi-shot going on. Leave me alone, Anko. Why did you have to take them from us? Legitimately, I'm thinking now we gotta have like our Trinity off to the side. Don't even worry about trying to shoot it down. Don't, just sit to the side, and what we need you to do is be ready with that phone call. You need to call Anko, and you need to start asking for prices. What's the price on a Magus Elevates? Oh, what size does that hat come in? Just interrupt his ass. Just interrupt his ass for like a couple seconds. All we need is 1 or 2 goddamn good shots, and he's done. He's done. We don't even need to worry about it. He's gone. Please leave me the fuck alone, Anko. Do not call us. Ordis, can you please intercept? Because legitimately, that's the only reason those lures disappear, is because Anko called them up and scared them the fuck off. They're like, hey y'all, sunrise is coming. They don't even need to go. Sunrise isn't even here yet. It's not here. It's sunrise nears, not sunrise is here. So those lures could have stayed for at least another, like they got at least another 20 seconds left on them. Please, sunrise isn't coming in 20 seconds. We got some time. We got some flexibility. Please, why do you gotta scare him off, Anko? We just need to stop him. We just need to take away his phone. We need to cancel his AT&T plan. He needs to be done. And the last and final thing that triggers me about the Plains of Eidolon, and I need to level with you, I didn't realize that I was being fucked with this entire time. I didn't realize exactly how bad it is, but I don't know. Did DE like contract Michael Bay for Plains of Eidolon? Because everything is exploding. Legitimately, no matter what you do, no matter where you go, you have those like turret Grenier guys who are like firing you like. I'm like, what is happening? It's constantly. I'm like, okay, is that a turret from over there? Is that like some sort of turret Grenier guy from over there? Is it like one of those Ogmas from the sky? Are they dropping in more troops? Because legitimately every fucking 5 seconds it's like, and then all of a sudden when you get a mix of all of them, it just explodes. I'm like, what is the world ending? Is this the apocalypse? Because legitimately all I see on my screen are just all of these goddamn explosions. And sometimes you're sitting there, you're like, psh, all right. Took out that turret, feel good about myself, and then all of a sudden you're like, where did that come from? And you're like looking over, you're like, oh, okay, I think that little thing over there, that dude off in the corner is another turret guy. So you're there sniping him, and as you're sniping him, you go, and you're like, what is going? And you realize they just dropped some new troops on you, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? So you kill those new troops, but as you're killing those new troops, you're, and you're like, why am I standing in fire? And then there was a fucking napalm going off, and you're like, all right, everything is clear and everything is good, and you're literally just like, you're ready to go. You're ready to leave your bounty, and all of a sudden you're like, I killed everything, and then you look up, and it's a goddamn Ogma that's been following you for the last 20 minutes, and you're like, leave me alone. I can't take it. Listen, this is not Transformers 4. We need to redact Michael Bay from the Plains of Eidolon because every single time it's just. So that about does it for the list of things that trigger me in the Plains of Eidolon. Let me know how you guys feel about this. Do you guys agree with any of these things on the list? Have I forgotten about anything on the list? Let me know what triggers you, and let me know how you guys feel about what triggers me in the comments below. So that about does it for now, and as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch yo. God, I hate it so bad.